Unfortunately, Shaw then palms him off.
I guess what's regarded as the don't argue fend off is basically the straight arm push.
It's a great tactic. I mean, the old don't argue, they call it. And in the modern game, with all the congestion around the football, more often than not, a player can receive possession or take possession and is confronted immediately. It's a reflex action. Some players in the modern game are extremely good at it. Put the bumper bar up, put the forearm up and take them in the chest, and it's a great way of evading the tackle.
I don't think it's something that you can practice. It's your strength and just natural instinct.
It can be a surprise weapon as well, because often the potential tackler's not expecting the big mitt to come out and push you right in the middle of the chest.
You've got to sort of have the strength, really, to actually have the strong arm. The arm has to be strong enough to hold another body back.
You do feel a bit silly that a person can push off with one arm, but yeah, you can't do much about it. If they get you, you just got to try and get them next time.
It's pretty embarrassing. Yeah, it certainly dents the ego a little bit.
I have seen a really good one, and it involved one of our players, Luke Ball, and Will Minson in a practice match. Will Minson just bloody treated him like he's a little doll. It's a little bit embarrassing, actually, because I think ones I've been on the end of have been guys littler than me.
In previous years, they were very good at getting rid of their opponent. Whether it was legal or not's another issue, but blokes like Robert Di Glenn Archer, they were very strong in that situation.
Mick was a fantastic player for the Lions back in the 70s and the 80s. He had great acceleration, so his great speed, and then he had terrific core strength, way ahead of his time with such a fantastic physique. And so the big paw would come out, push away the would-be tackler, and then it was a shot at goal. That was what Mick was after.
Dustin Martin, he's it's rare to see a person in his first year give don't argue game in, game out.
He's in the top of mind at the moment. He's pretty good at the don't argue. I've seen him fend a few boys off in the past couple of seasons, and it's pretty impressive.
Having a terrific burst here, just to fend off. Not the first time Ricky Martin's done that in his life either.
Dustin Martin was doing it certainly at the underage level when he was coming through the Bendigo Pioneers and playing for Vic Country, and you just couldn't lay a glove on him. You just couldn't wrap him up due to that power at a very young age.
Martin's got two to beat. You'd almost back him with a fend off. He does it, don't argue with me.
For a guy only 20 years old to be pushing blokes off like he does just shows how strong he is. Probably a little jealous of how he goes about it.
I think these days it's far more refined, and rightly so. The head is sacrosanct. Anything up around the neck and shoulders, you might well be penalised.
Most times the defender is coming into tackle and he's got his arms spread in an attempt to try and tackle, so he's quite open, particularly around the head and face area. So any fend off at that time is going to catch the tackler unaware. That's when, we see some injuries in that situation. If it's a forearm or if it's an elbow, it can be extremely dangerous. We often see the open hand or a forearm put into the chest, which is fine, but any time there's an elbow or a forearm to the face, it can be quite a dangerous tactic used by the fending off player.
Do this to the bang, fending off really well, just holds him off. Just shrugged up the tackle.
Tried to take him for a guy, pushed off it though.
And then the don't argue said, just get out of the way.
I think you need something like that. You just can't be meekly wrapped up by the modern day player so desperate to tackle and dump you.